Alright guys, Brandon with Dismantling the Box. Again, I'm driving. No, I'm not at work this time. I actually got a day off for the first time in the last week and a half. But no, I got a comment on my video calling out the hypocrisy of the BLM movement earlier today, and I wanted to make a video response to it. Basically, the comment said that saying that they were hypocrites was an understatement, and basically said that if any, they should stand up against their own people killing each other, and just a bunch of stuff. It was an awesome comment. Go read it for yourself, dude. I don't remember the name of the person that posted the comment, but I just wanted to thank you for that comment, because that was 110% absolutely right. BLM is a bunch of hypocrites. That's all they'll ever be. Like I called out in my video, they're not doing anything for minorities. They're not doing anything for other black people. They're not doing anything for anybody other than acting like a bunch of thugs. They're burning down buildings. They're looting businesses. And, that's literally all they're doing. And it's, and like I said in my last video, they wonder why nobody can get behind them. Well, there's your answer. It's ridiculous that, well, let me recant that statement. They're saying it's ridiculous that nobody can get behind them. Yes, I vape. But they're saying it's ridiculous that nobody supports their cause anymore. But you go out here, you put criminals on a pedestal when they get killed by the police, and then you wander out into the streets and you burn businesses down, you loot businesses, you use their death as an excuse to just act like an uncivilized piece of shit. And you wonder why nobody gets behind your cause. Just look at how you're acting. You're doing this to yourselves. You're not doing anything for minorities, just like the guy in the comments said, or woman, whatever it was, whoever it was. They said, if anything, they should be apologizing to the decent black people out there. They should be apologizing to the minorities, and you're absolutely right. They should. Because, a lot of people look at the actions of a few and lump the entire group in with those few and say, well, they're all like that. That's exactly why we're seeing a rise in white supremacy. That's why we're seeing a rise in skinhead neo-Nazi groups. Y'all were, with y'all's, what you call anti-racist rhetoric, that's what you're pushing. And you expect, let me ask you this, what did you expect to happen? You come out with this rhetoric that all whites are racist, all blacks are oppressed, all minority groups are oppressed, and it's strictly because of white people that you're oppressed. And then you start targeting white people and killing us because we're white, and using that to push an anti-racist agenda, as y'all call it. And then you wonder, oh, well, look how many people are joining neo-Nazi groups. Yeah, what the fuck did you expect them to do? White people are absolutely nuts. We're all crazy as shit. we're going to do shit like that. When we feel we're being targeted, we're going to lump together and we're going to stand the fuck up. You know, no, I don't agree with people joining neo-Nazi groups. I don't agree with people joining white supremacist groups, you know. I don't agree with none of that shit. I personally think anything racially based is pure ignorance. But as much as I hate to say it, I understand where they're coming from. You know, and I'm sure some fucking psychotic asshat is gonna come on this video and be like, well, I mean, dirt racism. I mean, yeah. Look at the guy that went out and shot the goddamn, might as well have been a fucking toddler, in the head at point blank range while the kid was riding a bicycle. He shot the kid because the kid was white. Murdered in cold blood in front of the child's sister, who wasn't maybe a couple years older. And of course, there were protests and stuff when that piece of shit got arrested. You know, you can't push racism against any group under an anti-racist guise and expect no retaliation. Yeah, I understand the civil rights movement. There were racist whites that stood up against the civil rights movement back in the 60s. Did they prevail? No. It's good that they didn't prevail. If you're an American citizen, you deserve every right that's afforded every American citizen. You deserve those rights. But you cannot push an anti-white agenda and claim to be anti-racist. It does not work like that. And of course, you know, the left wing has completely redefined racism to basically say that only whites can be racist because we're the only ones that come with a system or from a position of power. That's what y'all say. That's complete and utter bullshit. You know it, I know it. Anybody with a functioning brain cell in their cranium knows it. The problem is, that's where we're at right now. That, you know, only whites can be racist, which within itself is legitimately racist, because you're saying that any power that any minority has ever had is completely undermined by the existence of white people, and that white people have their position of power to be able to be racist. Basically, they're born into it, with lack of a better term to put it. I don't know what that is in my beard. But that's basically what you say. And I think it's hilarious that all the social justice warriors that have to, or that think they have to go out here and stand up against racism, you know, they use their so-called white privilege, which is another bullshit term, but they use their so-called white privilege to stand up against racism against minorities. And basically, you could technically look at that as a form of white supremacy, because they're basically saying that because we're white, we have to stand up against racism against you because you're not able to do it yourself because you're not white. I mean, that's pretty much what they're saying. And I mean, they're, again, just like Black Lives Matter movement, they're doing it under an anti-racist guise. And again, just like with the Black Lives Matter movement, it's a bunch of bullshit. They're not really standing up against anything. The social justice warriors that supposedly stand up against racism are pretty much just virtue signaling. They're not really accomplishing anything. Like, I mean, basically when you say something that they don't agree with, they just start shrieking and then start crying. And they're not doing shit. They're not doing a damn thing. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off here. I've pretty much said what I had to say. That's about the extent of it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share videos, get the words out there. You know, if you agree with our opinion, let us know. If you disagree with our opinions and what we say on here, let us know. Put it in the comments. Tell us what you think. Odds are we will either type out a reply or we will make a video comment or a video reply, just like I'm doing with this video. And again, to the dude that commented on my BLM hypocrisy video, I greatly appreciate your comment. I'm glad to know that there's other people that see the bullshit for what it is. But until next time, guys, it's Brandon with Dismantling the Box. Remember, keep it real, keep it metal.